Now the great thing about making a casserole based on tomato juice is that the tomato has a very neutralizing property when it comes to taste, which means it's virtually impossible to make a bad tasting tomato juice casserole. And in addition to that, you get to put in all those spices you love and all those spices you bought 5 years ago and stowed in the back of the spice rack, and you get to experiment with all your favorite vegetables and try out new things, just like being in the laboratory again. And you might think that making a huge pot in the kitchen will require about 4 copies of yourself. Well, that is just too hard, or that it will take forever and you'll end up throwing everything away. And to that I just have to say, people, come on! Right, because this recipe is made so easily, it's made so fast, just like building Legos. And I've never built Legos, but follow me into the kitchen. Grab a 1-liter can of tomato juice. Grab your vegetables like the zucchini, carrot, tomato, garlic and onion, or whatever else you have in mind. Take 2 to 3, I took 3, of the cheapest tuna fillets you can find, some fish sauce, and stick out all your spices and all those weird spices. For instance, I found one covered in dust in our kitchen cabinet, all in Italian. I have no idea what's in it. And get ready to rock. Pour out the tomato juice contents into a large pot, and a trick to get out all of the tomato juice out of the container is simply to add some water and flush it out, but don't add too much water. Open up your tuna cans, and a great way to get out the tuna water in there is not to open up the can completely, but leave a small piece of the metal left and allow pressing out the tuna water. Now add the tuna to the tomato juice and let it boil up on maximum heat. Start dicing your vegetables in big and juicy pieces, and keep in mind to start with the carrots, because these are the ones that will stay hardest during the boiling. Mix in the zucchini also, and the tomato and the onion and the garlic and what have you. Add it all to the pot, stir it up, and we can see it's starting to look good already. And you can even add that weird cube of concentrated tomatoes that you never ever use otherwise. And then there are the spices. Take everything, the dried leeks, onions, all of your peppers, tarragon, parsley, cayenne or chili powder, the sea salts, curries, the Italian French spice mixes, thyme, basil, oregano, cumin, and my new favorite, the ginger, and of course whatever you want. Add some fish sauce, and of course don't forget the secret seasoning, a minute amount of cinnamon. And for the heck of it, I also added some 50 grams of butter just to kind of see what happens. And some black olives, but be careful with these because some people, they just don't like olives. I don't know why. It's looking good. Oh yeah, don't forget the kitchen fan. Meanwhile, while that is going, just let the pot sit there on low middle heat and sweat a little, and make some low carb spaghetti. Now briefly, all you need is a zucchini. You need to cut it into long rods lengthwise. Put the rods into a sieve that fits into a bowl. Add some salt, pepper and curries and some olive oil, and scald it with boiling water, and place a plate on top of it if you want to steam it a little extra. Now if the pot looks good and steamy, just serve it up together with your low carb zucchini spaghetti and some pesto, and enjoy that low carb meal.
Snacka med min vad I want. Här är en kompis på den. Betong, ingen inkomst, ingen veckopeng. De kallar oss nu,